So I decided to join the club rugby team that we had at UNC. I played for them for the whole 4 years, but my first 2 months playing, just being athletically skilled and speed, it put me above a lot of the other players in terms of I didn't really need to know the skills then. So just in that aspect, I was invited to a rugby camp in California, and specifically for speed. Even when I went to that camp, it was like, okay, how fast is she? We'll teach her everything else. But because I had just started school, I just wanted to focus on finishing that. My plan was never to be a professional rugby athlete. It was just something to keep me active, something to gain a friend group. So playing for those 4 years was amazing. College was great, but eventually worked with him for a little bit. But he noticed the flaws in that I was kind of a one-trick pony. I was only fast, didn't really have the skills to be up there with those other girls who had worked so hard to get there, being a whole player. So he let me go, and but didn't let me go in terms of like, this isn't the sport for you, but this could be the sport for you, but I need you to work on these things. So I'm going to put you in this developmental environment to get better as a player so that when you come back, you're up to par with the other girls and that you're contributing rather than hindering. So for about 4 months,
so to be able to have people that you can relate to has to help so much within that. But you know, how does that even affect the way that you train and stuff like that? Because we see his videos, this dude just training and training. He's out here trying to make us look stupid. We're just like, bro, do we really need to do this to get fast? And he's like, no, I can't even get that fast doing this. But yeah, thanks for showing me what I will not be doing. But no, but like for you, like all that he's doing, like how does it impact the way that you train and prepare, or is it something that is just like you just like to watch and you're like, yo, good job, Carlin. I'm gonna go somewhere else with this.
Yeah. But I think majority of the time it is like, okay, like you're always doing something. Like you need to sit down and relax, give your body a rest. You always complaining you're tired, but you're always on go. But it's so admirable because he's so dedicated to it and he's so disciplined in certain aspects of the sport. And that's admirable. It's inspiring. And on the days where I don't feel like doing anything, you see him up at 5 a.m. in the morning doing sprint drills, just constantly, constantly trying to get better.
So, one thing I really do enjoy talking to people about when it comes to rugby is the fact that the opportunity that comes from it, especially when it comes to travel. All right. Now, you have a military background, so mobility is within your scope.
Yeah.
But, whenever you started playing rugby, the extent that you have traveled, did you expect in such a short time to literally hit all corners of the world in that time? Like, what has that been like for you?
It's definitely been eye-opening. I've been immersed in so many different cultures in a small amount of time. So I kind of have created this mentality of no judgment zone, because after being in all those different places where you have this stereotype of what it's supposed to be like, and then you get there and it's something completely different, it's like, okay, now anytime I'm going into a situation, I'm going to have an open mind, because you never know until you're in that situation what it will be like. I think it's just been fun for myself and then for my family and friends to see all the cool places I've been going, and then for them to be like, oh, like, maybe I want to go out the country and go to these places, or let's go on vacation and go somewhere new. Like now my idea of vacation is somewhere out of the country versus somewhere in the States. And just back home with my family and friends, their mindset wasn't always the case for that. A lot of them haven't been out the country. So now just to see me traveling the world, it's a little less scary for them. So I think that's been the biggest effect that I've had, is just the people back home who haven't been able to be exposed to that type of environment, culture, and that type of travel, just to see that they can also go to those places too.
Yeah, no, I get that. I remember so I started being able to go out. Like Asia is my kicker off for like playing rugby overseas. So I've done this over the course of since 2016. And so I remember one place that I thought was not going to be like that. I went to Vietnam, right? And literally prior to going, I'd always had this thought. I was like, man,